Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about how to become rich and successful by going to vocational school. Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Dr. Ernesto, and on this channel we give you health and wealth tips to help you be successful. And today I want to share something really cool with you I learned recently about vocational schools and getting vocational training to become rich and successful. Now, I work with a lot of really successful people that have went to school for a long time. They have some really cool careers, scientists, professors, doctors, therapists, all sorts of people, really intelligent people. I really enjoy being around them and having conversations and learning through them, learning vicariously. And I went to school for 15 years and I've done well in my career and I've had some successes, but I came across some really cool strategies because recently I've been hiring a lot of people to help me with a building that burned, and I'm realizing how expensive they are. So I had to hire an electrician, and the guy charged me $250 to come help me for about 15 minutes. And then I hired a plumber, and he charged me $1,500 to help me for 2 hours. And I started saying, hey, wait a minute, that's a lot of money. And in medicine, we're facing some really big cuts in the United States because healthcare spending is out of control. In fact, on October 1st, we're having some really big cuts in our funding. And some of the places I work at, they said, hey, we're gonna have to give people about a 30% pay cut. And I said, wow, that's a lot. Usually people are trying to get pay raises and they're asking, for 5% or 10% or something like that. But I'm gonna get like a 30% pay cut in some of these places. So I started saying, hey, you know what? I wanna do something different. I'm still gonna work in my medical practice. I'm gonna see my patients. I'm gonna do all this stuff. But I really wanna be an inventor. I've tried to make some inventions before and I've been somewhat successful and not successful. But what I really lacked is electrical knowledge, knowing how to make electrical things, because modern things these days use electricity, right? We use a lot of devices like iPhones and digital cameras and laptops, but I don't have that kind of background because I studied other things. I didn't study electricity. So I just happened to go to the vocational school that's close to my house, and I started checking out some of the programs they have. And I thought, wow, this is awesome. They have LVN nursing, like licensed vocational nurse. They have certified nursing assistant. They have medical assistant. They have plumbers, electricians, framers for building buildings, contractors for building construction. Honestly, I think they had over 100 different programs for people. Solar panel installer, energy efficiency inspector. They had tax accounting. They had, all sorts of stuff in computers, healthcare, daycare, you name it. Even physical therapy assistant. So I was so impressed by all this. I thought, man, this must cost a fortune. So I started looking online for a school that teaches you how to be an electrician. They had these private schools that charge about $50,000. And I thought, man, that's a lot of money for this stuff. But I started doing some research and I started finding, hey, these programs are less than a year. They're about 9 months. And the electricians, when they get out, they easily make 100, 200,000. So I started saying, hey, wait a minute. I went to USC and tuition right now is about $78,000 a year with books and living expenses and everything. That's a lot of money. So a 4-year degree is going to cost you about $310,000, just about. That's a lot. That's a lot of money. So if you study to be something for 4 years, those degrees typically don't pay a lot. You have to really get a master's or doctorate in something like a therapist or something in medicine or an engineer, unless you become an engineer. Engineers do pay really well, even with the bachelor's. But again, you're looking at about 80 to 100,000, almost the same as an electrician. So as I did more research, I started finding these public vocational schools. Now in California, and specifically in Los Angeles, we have a really high dropout rate. So there are a lot of young people that are not finishing school and they're enrolling in these vocational schools. And I actually went over and I signed up. I started taking some of these vocational classes in electricity, and I thought, man, this is really cool because this is going to help me when I get in a jam and I have to fix something. You know, I can fix something in 15 minutes and make $250 instead of calling an electrician. And it's not only that, it's the wait time. I have to call an electrician, and sometimes he's like, oh, okay, I can fit you in next Wednesday. And I'm like, wow, the tenants don't have any electricity, and they're really stressing, and that can cause a lot of legal problems. So it's a good way to get myself out of a jam really quick if I learn how to do some basic electricity. So I went over to this vocational program. I signed up and I was shocked. The class was $240. That's it, $240. The whole program is basically about 9 months with all the breaks and everything. And it's basically subsidized by taxpayers, as are all public schools. So even though I'm paying $240 a class, and the total cost with books and tuition was less than $5,000 instead of $50,000 at the private school. So it's a huge, huge benefit to have these programs. And the first day of class, I started talking to the professor, and he started talking about how he was an electrical engineer. Excuse me. He is an electrical engineer. He's retired from the Department of Water and Power here from the city. And this guy has like 30, 40 years experience. He's a real stud. He really knows what he's doing. In fact, all the professors that I noticed and I met in this program are all mostly retired professionals that have a ton of experience. So these guys are really, really informed and really know their craft. And as the teacher was talking about this program, he started talking about, yeah, I know you guys are all dropouts. And I looked out and I noticed that, yeah, in fact, a lot of the people are dropouts in there, but that doesn't matter. You know, I'm not a dropout, I'm there. This is a really valuable resource that's available to the public. Anybody can sign up here. You don't even have to have a high school diploma to sign up here. And as the class went on, I started looking at all the people that are coming in there looking to hire people straight out of the program. The principal's been coming in, the vice principal's been coming in. If we go to the office, there's listings all over from these companies trying to hire what they call journeymen. So basically after about 5 weeks in the program, 5 weeks, that's it, you can get hired as an apprentice in electricity. And in this case, with the city of Los Angeles, you can get a job with the Department of Water and Power as an apprentice and start at $60,000. That's a lot of money for 5 weeks of school. You'd basically spend about $500 on those classes to get that far. And you get a card from the state of California after you complete 150 hours that says you're an official journeyman. And it comes, you're registered with the state of California, it's official. You get hired on, you get benefits, and they train you on the job. You can finish the classes at night while you're working for the city of Los Angeles. Now, if you don't want to work for the city of Los Angeles, that's totally fine. There's a ton of other companies looking for journeyman electricians. In fact, Tesla came by and they're looking for women because they look for diversity. A lot of these big companies, in able to get government contracts, they need to have diversity. They need to have a certain amount of minorities and females and people that are disabled in their programs. So they're looking for people with these special skill sets so they can hire them and add to their company's diversity. So females, my professor told me, were all hired on the spot the previous semester. They only had 4, and they actually get paid more than $60,000, and they get to start a career with Tesla. That's an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity available to people. So I'm in this program, I'm learning a lot of valuable information, and it's actually not that difficult, and it's great. I mean, a lot of the people in there have been out of school for a long time. They've been working, you know, just regular service jobs, and this is a great opportunity to allow someone to get into the middle class and have an awesome career doing something. And in my case, it's going to help me achieve my goals of being an inventor. Now, I was talking to my friend, and he said, wow, you're crazy. Why are you going back to school? You went 15 years, You already have a great career. You have all these things going on. Why are you going to a vocational school? I said, because life is not just about making money. Life is about experience. Now, I'm going to tell you a story about my friends. Now, I love my friends, but a lot of them are actually not that interesting anymore, because I was talking to my friend the other day, it's a gastroenterologist, and he's really intelligent, but he went to school 40 years ago, and he's very specialized, and he knows a lot about what he does, and he's excellent at it, and we need people like that. But the thing is, that's all he's ever done in his life. He studied medicine, he worked in medicine. He doesn't really know much about other things. Now, when you go out and you have new experiences, you read books, you learn new vocations, you add to your own diversity, and you make yourself a lot more interesting. You become a lot more interesting person when you have a different set of life experiences to draw upon. Now, let's say that my friend who's a gastroenterologist decides to study to be an electrician. He doesn't have to finish the whole course, but he can study some of it. He can get some basic background. He could become an inventor and do biomedical engineering. So that's my goal, is to have a diverse outlook on things and to be able to come up with new concepts. If you think about it, a big city like Los Angeles, where I'm at right now, there's people from all over the world, and that's awesome. That's what makes it such a creative hub. In fact, I was reading a book recently, and they said that the most creative and life-changing people are concentrated in like 3 different parts of the world. It's basically like Los Angeles, New York. Some books say Miami, others say San Francisco. My money's on San Francisco, Los Angeles, and New York. Although Miami does have some really eclectic people that come from all over the world. And if you look at those 4 cities, that's what their asset is. They have people from all over the world. So they have a different aspect, a different outlook on things. And they may have a totally different outlook on how to approach a problem and how to solve pain points. So those are the people that are the true innovators. So I want to be an innovator. If you want to be an innovator, and no matter how successful you are at whatever it is you do, pick up a new skill set or learn something new, like become an artist, become a singer, become a YouTube channel producer, write a book, write poems, whatever. And that's going to cause your brain to expand. And you're going to be able to use more of the capacity of your intelligence to come up with creative solutions to things. That is my goal. I'm not going to school because I want to make money. You don't want to do things for money ever. That's not going to bring you money. That's a big mistake. You want to learn things for passion and for knowledge. And that's going to help you be a lot more successful and come up with new ideas and solutions to problems for humanity and for yourself. So if you haven't already, and you're looking for something new to do, look into some of these vocational schools. They're very, very affordable, and they present an awesome opportunity to people. They have classes on the weekends, evenings, mornings. I really, really enjoy it, and it's an awesome resource. Thank you for listening, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.